Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. I hope you guys are all doing well. So in today's video, I want to talk about Bitcoin, give you guys an update on what is exactly happening with Bitcoin, because as you guys can clearly see, Bitcoin today is in fact pumping up slightly to the upside. It is now above $27,000. You guys can clearly see that, right? Bitcoin is now back above $27,000, which is great to see. Okay, for the past few days, we saw Bitcoin at 26K. Okay, and it was in fact, consolidating at $26,000 for quite some time. You guys can clearly see that, right? For a couple of days. Okay, and at one point, it was even lower, almost at $25,000, right? But you guys can clearly see just a couple of hours ago, we saw Bitcoin did in fact have this break above, okay, $27,000. So yes, it's back above 27K, which is amazing to see. Okay, Bitcoin's now currently at $27.4 thousand, meaning, okay, since Bitcoin is in fact pumping, that means other altcoins in the market is pumping as well. So yes, it is in fact a green day today for the cryptocurrency market. Majority of altcoins are in fact in the greens. For the past 24 hours, they have in fact been pumping. You guys can clearly see that, right? So everything's looking pretty good for the cryptocurrency market. Okay, everything's looking up, so that's amazing to see. You guys can clearly see the global crypto market cap right now is currently at 1.14 trillion, and overall the market's up 1.7%. So Bitcoin is up 2.1% for the past 24 hours. Ethereum's up 1.5%. BNB is up over 1%. Okay. Cardano having a slight pump up. Same with Dogecoin, Solana 2.1%. Same with Polygon over 2%. Litecoin a whopping 7.3%. So Litecoin today is absolutely pumping. Okay, Litecoin up up almost 8% today. So Litecoin, okay, finally is in fact having a decent pump up, because Litecoin doesn't really move as much, but today it's finally looking up for Litecoin. Avalanche is up 2%. Okay, Chainlink, you guys know I'm a big fan of Chainlink. Today it's up pretty much 2%. So yes, you guys can clearly see Bitcoin Cash 4.3%. Majority of altcoins today is looking amazing. Okay, so that's a thumbs up right there. Okay, everything's looking pretty well, so that's great to see. I want to show you guys a fair few charts, 3 charts to be exact, indicating and showing you guys that Bitcoin is not dead. I feel like a lot of people think Bitcoin is dead, but it's not. Okay, so I want to show you guys a fair few charts. So starting with this one, okay, Bitcoin has broken out. Don't be shaken out. So you guys can clearly see previous years, okay, when Bitcoin had this falling wedge, okay, when Bitcoin did in fact have a bounce up, a crazy bull run, right, a crazy pump up, and then it had a falling wedge, okay, falling back down, and then it would just repeat the same cycle. Okay, you guys can clearly see it went down. Okay, we went in a bull market, it went down, and then we went in a bull market, and now we know what happened last year in 2022. Okay, 2022, it went down. And guess what? It is in fact forming a new pattern right now. You guys can clearly see that to the upside. We have already hit bottom, which was pretty much $16,000 back in November and December. And you guys can clearly see it is obviously forming a new pattern to the upside, just like what it did in previous years in 2015 and 2019. And I'm a big believer of history not exactly repeating itself, but it rhymes. Okay, it really does. And yes, you can say there's a 50-50 chance that history does in fact repeat itself, because every single time we have this falling wedge, okay, we see it, right? It will eventually bounce back up. And guess where we're at right now, guys? Bitcoin will eventually bounce back up. We know the Bitcoin halving event is literally just right around the corner. It's going to happen pretty much less than 1 year from now. So be excited for that. And every single time we have the Bitcoin halving event, yes, we always tend to see Bitcoin pump to the upside. Not just Bitcoin, but other altcoins in the market. So be excited for that, guys. Okay. Here's another chart that I want to show you guys. Okay. That Bitcoin could potentially have a failed breakdown, and every single time we see a failed breakdown, okay, it always tends to shoot up. Okay, so when patterns fail to break down like this, they usually go the other way, just like what this chart is showing. Okay, so this could potentially happen for Bitcoin short term. We will see the bear trap is almost complete. Send it to $35,000. So just like I mentioned plenty of times, my price targets for this year in 2023, you guys can clearly see here are my price targets. These lines right here, Bitcoin will eventually, bounce back up to $30,000 and then maybe consolidate a little bit, slowly go back above $35,000. Okay, and then it will go even higher to $40,000 and even higher than that. I think personally, Bitcoin will potentially reach, a price target of maybe, $50,000, maybe even over 50K towards the end of this year in 2023. That is just my personal opinion, right? So yes, Bitcoin has the potential to go back above $30,000, to go to $30,000 and above $30,000. Okay, so that is amazing to see, and this will potentially happen in the next few months. So be excited for that for all my Bitcoin holders that's watching this video right now. Now, one more chart, and this is going to be a really, really, really important chart for everyone out there that said Bitcoin was dead or Bitcoin is dead. You guys can clearly see every single time, guys, this is literally the same cycle, and it's not just people out there, it's also, news channels, news articles, okay, other investors, other entrepreneurs, okay, people that don't believe in Bitcoin, calling it's a scam, it's going to crash back down to $0, right? Bitcoin is dead every single time, guys. Like, a lot of people are talking bad about Bitcoin, saying it's dead, it's a scam, it's going to $0, it's going to crash. Okay, it's, Bitcoin is worthless and whatnot. Every single time, guys, like these things happen at that time, that is when, guys, you want to buy. That is literally the perfect time to start buying Bitcoin, right? You guys understand what I'm trying to say here? You don't want to buy Bitcoin when it's pumping, news articles are, talking about it. Everyone is talking about Bitcoin, how it's skyrocketing. There's a lot of FOMO going on, a lot of buying and whatnot. When we were in a bull market, that is not the time to buy. That is the time to pretty much take your profits, most likely, right? So when Bitcoin is crashing, okay, people are calling Bitcoin dead. Okay, it's a scam, it's going to $0, right? It's quiet, not much people are talking about Bitcoin. That is the time to buy, guys. Okay, and when Bitcoin was back in November and December, when it was at $16,000, that would have been a perfect time to buy Bitcoin. And guess what? That's when I personally invested and accumulated a whole bunch of Bitcoin. I'm glad, when Bitcoin was actually just under 16K. I know I mentioned that many times in my videos, but I just want to mention it because I'm just really blessed that, I caught the bottom. I actually invested at the bottom when Bitcoin was below $16,000, when Bitcoin was at like 15.9 or 15.8. That's why I invested a whole bunch of my money and have proof. I uploaded a video titled I'm going all in on Bitcoin. And in that video, I showed you guys that I actually invested a whole bunch of my money into Bitcoin. And throughout that week, throughout that month, I was buying more Bitcoin. So, I'm not BSing here, okay, when I tell you guys that I am going all in on Bitcoin, I'm going heavy on Bitcoin. I have proof, okay? In these videos, I do in fact show you guys that I am in fact investing into this asset. So, every single time, guys, Bitcoin is dead. Bitcoin always tends to shoot up. You guys can clearly see that. Back in 2019, you guys can see what happened with Bitcoin. Bitcoin shot up, then it went back down, and a lot of people were saying Bitcoin is dead because it went down a lot, right? And this, support resistance line, right? The support level and this resistance, right? It shot back down, and people were calling Bitcoin's dead, right? And then it went back up. We know what happened in 2021, okay? We know what happened in 2021. That was a great year for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Bitcoin was literally the best performing asset in that year alone, which is great. And that's going to happen again in the year 2024 and 2025. Mark my words. But and then we saw what happened previous year, 2022, it went back down, and then, people were calling Bitcoin is dead, right? People were losing faith with Bitcoin. A lot of negative things, not just happening with Bitcoin, but around the crypto space. Okay, people were saying Bitcoin's going to go to $0. A lot of altcoins were crashing as well. Okay, a lot of crypto exchanges were not looking too good as well. We know what happened with all that last year in 2022, and everything was just falling. It wasn't a great year for, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. It just really wasn't. But clearly, we did in fact bounce back up. Okay, and everything's looking pretty good now, right? So it will continue on, just like what it did in 2019 when we saw it pump up. The same cycle is going to happen, and this is what I mean by pretty much history repeating itself and rhyming. Okay, so guys, Bitcoin is not dead, and it's not too late to invest into Bitcoin at all, guys. I've been telling us that many times. Personally, I think, we know where Bitcoin is going to be heading in the next few decades. It's going to be worth hundreds and thousands of dollars easily, and it's going to be worth millions, not just 1 million, but millions of dollars per Bitcoin. Okay, that's how much Bitcoin per Bitcoin is going to be worth in the next few decades. Okay, it's going to be worth millions of dollars, like multi-millions, right? So I think personally, buying Bitcoin at $27,000 is dirt cheap, especially if you're investing for long term. And of course, right, I'm pretty sure you guys can all agree with me on this one. Buying Bitcoin any price below $100,000 is cheap. So what do I mean by that? If Bitcoin's at $90,000 and you invest at that time, I think it's not too late. You can go ahead and buy some Bitcoin, right? But only invest for long term. This is obviously not financial advice, guys. Always do your own due diligence and your own research. Okay, please understand that. But we will see. I think right now is a great time to obviously buy some Bitcoin. Below $30,000. Couple of days ago, okay, actually a couple of weeks ago, not even that. When was the last time we saw Bitcoin at $30,000? It must have been quite some time. Pretty much a month ago. Yeah, literally 1 month ago, the 15th of April, because today is the 15th of May, we saw Bitcoin at $30,000. Pretty much. That was the last time. So it's been almost a month since we've seen Bitcoin at 30K, because it's been dropping slightly. You guys can clearly see that, but it will eventually, bounce back up to the upside, and it will just keep going up. So we will see. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Give that a quick little thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. I really would appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.